Welcome back. A lot of you have told me that you really like the how-to videos where I just show you one technique, one thing to do. So that's what we're going to do in this one. We're going to do some ripples again, but this time we're going to do sort of individual flower petals with some ripple and a little bit of brass. Now I've mixed in my ink. I got a blue and a purple. I've mixed in some alcohol and a little bit of brass. So we're going to start out with the purple and make just sort of one petal, and I'm going to add a little bit of alcohol on this side, yes, and I'm going to drag it out a little bit because I want this petal to be a little bit wispy and in the edge. Now you might have seen this in the other videos I've done on how to make ripples. It's really all about how you move your hairdryer. I'm just mixing the extra alcohol in a little bit with the ink, but it's all about how you move your hairdryer in sort of a line back and forth, and it's also very much about how you tilt your paper. You want that ink to run down towards your hairdryer. So I'm just tilting it a tiny little bit, and I think also an important thing is don't rush it. You take all the time you need. You don't have to work all that fast. Now, I just tilting it a little bit away from the center now because I don't want it to move anymore. So tilt the paper so that the ink moves in the direction that you want it to. Now this stayed sort of pretty much the same size as I started out with, a tiny bit bigger, but it didn't move all that much. Now I'm going to make another one. I'm going to use the blue. I'm going to try and make it in the same size, and then I'm going to try and connect this petal with the purple one right in the center. So I'm going to put the ink down a bit away from the purple. I'm going again to add just a little bit of extra alcohol to also get a little bit of a wispy look. And I'm going to do the same thing again. This time I'm also going to tilt it in a tiny bit towards the middle, just very gently moving the ink so that it ends up connecting with the purple. Here you can see me tilting it in towards the center, so they will end up just touching a tiny little bit. I can see with this I didn't actually add enough brass because it didn't really happen in that one, but there was some beautiful brass in the purple one, and it really gives it a little something extra when you get that beautiful shiny lines in there. Now again, you can see me starting to tilt this a little bit away from the center because I don't want it to move too much, but I got the two petals to sort of connect simply just by tilting the paper. So that's really how you need to just practice that a little bit on how much you move or you pick up the paper. So I really like these two. They're sort of similar in size. I mean, with flowers and flower petals, there's really no right or wrong. They can look any which way you want them to. That's what is so fascinating about making ink flowers, I think. So I'm really happy with these two. I am just going to show you. Yeah, you can see the nice brass on the purple, and there's absolutely nothing in the blue one. So I'm just going to add a little extra brass to the blue, and I'm going to make another one. Now again, I'm not trying to make sort of a finished painting. This is just a how-to video. So I'm going to make this one a bit longer, and I'm going to add the alcohol a few times when I make this so that it sort of looks like several petals put together. Not just one big one, but sort of several petals. And again, the process, the same. I'm going to, again, try and connect this with the two that I've already made. Just a bit about how much ink and how much alcohol you need to mix in together. You really just have to sort of try. Mix some stuff, put it on a piece of paper, just make a little sample and see if the lines appear the way you want them to. If the lines don't really happen, you might need to add a little more alcohol. So make a few samples and see what happens before you start your actual painting. Now you can see I added some more alcohol, and what also happens when you got brass in there is when you add extra alcohol, some of the brass that's kind of hidden inside the ink will sort of resurface and create sort of a thicker line. So that's just a little bonus tip for you. If you feel like the brass isn't really there, it will sometimes happen. It will appear when you add more alcohol. Now, I've sort of mixed these, I don't know, 3 or 4 petals sort of into one, which I think is also a fun way to do it. And just now connecting it to the other 2. I'm going to cheat a little and dab it with my finger, I think. Yes, cheating, but that's okay. I'm going to make one more purple one. I'm going to make that sort of a bit long too, but just one more individual petal and connect it to the 3 that I've already made. If any of you attempt this, try to make some rippled petals, I would love to see it. And I think a lot of you may be in the some of the ink groups on Facebook, and yeah, you can see a lot more brass on this one. I love it. So if you make something, you are more than welcome to tag me in one of those ink groups on Facebook. I usually use Alcohol Ink Technique and the Alcohol Ink Art community groups. So feel free to tag me. I would love to see if any of you try this. I am not actually Randi H Art on Facebook. I actually just go by my own name. So that's what you need to use to tag me. I'm just going to put it up on the screen. And I will bet you $1,000 that most of you don't even know how to pronounce my last name, but that's okay. Use this if you tag me on Facebook. So again, tilting this in a tiny bit towards the center so they meet up in the middle. Now that's kind of it for this video. It was a shorter one. Should I make more of these how-to videos? Because I think, well, some of you told me you really like them, so I let me know if you would like me to make some more of these shorter little videos. Now I'm gonna, in the description box below the video, I'm gonna write down what colors, etc. that I use, and I'm going to leave some links for you for Amazon for some of the different products and stuff that I use. I hope you have enjoyed this, and tag me on Facebook if you would like to show me some of the stuff that you make. If you try this, I would love to see it. You're more than welcome to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos. And again, thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you again real soon.